Hello friends, it's Katty and I'm back with another episode of Obsessed with Katty and Christy. Here are the papers Christy and I are working with this week. It's the 3 papers on the left, and that fourth one, which is that green one, I actually added in, we gave each other the option to add a 4th paper in to complement our 3 papers, which I believe were chosen by Christy. So I began with that floral paper that you see there, that gorgeous floral, and I did cut some of the flowers out. I left the bottom piece there kind of intact. I just fussy cut around the flowers, and I thought I would kind of just nestle my picture into the flowers there. So some of the other flowers I'm going to go ahead and add to the top there in a little cluster. I did cut strips from that navy paper, which is one of the 3 papers we're using, and I placed a strip at the top and one at the bottom. I'm also cutting a strip of this lighter blue paper, which has kind of like lines on it or like a grid pattern on it. And I do also use strips of that at the top and the bottom. So just to fill in those areas up there and at the bottom. So the challenge we are following this week is actually the challenge from the Victoria Marie Facebook group challenge, which is being hosted by Elizabeth and Casey. And the challenge is actually a recipe challenge, but it's actually a reverse recipe challenge. So Casey and Elizabeth gave 5 items that you had to leave 4 of them at least off of your layout. So out of the 5, 4 of them had to be left out of your layout. And the 5 items were the color gold, thickers, enamel dots, washi tape, and a single photo. So as you can see very clearly here, I'm using a single photo. So that's going to be the one thing that I'm going to keep. So I cannot use gold, I cannot use thickers, I cannot use enamel dots, and I cannot use washi tape. So yeah, so this is going to be fun. So as you can see, I'm just getting everything glued down here. Just gluing down my strips up there and just kind of placing my flowers where I want them. Let's see, then I'm going to start doing a little bit of embellishing. It's just going to take me a minute. That strip didn't want to come down. That's why you saw me kind of place a bunch of things on top of it, because I tried to glue it with my quick dry adhesive, but I guess there was a little gap between the papers that I put it, and it just didn't want to stick, so I eventually had to use my ATG. So now I'm taking some of this foam, fun foam, and I'm actually using this to back some of the flowers to give them a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to use that behind a couple of the flowers up there. I do also use it behind the flower up top, that lighter pink one. And the top cluster, I use it there as well. And then I do also place a flower at the bottom right. Not sure if I do it on camera though. So yeah, and then I will actually end up in the end cutting off those little leaves I'm fussing with now. I will cut off the top one in the end because it was just kind of in the way. So I do end up taking it off. So I'm just trying to see what else I want to add there at the bottom. That's when I decide to add that flower there to the bottom right. And I'm sorry if I'm a little bit off frame here, but yeah, that's all I'm doing. Just I thought I was going to add a couple flowers down there, but I only ended up adding one of them, which is the one that you see all the way to the right, and that one is raised up. So I took the the chipboard pack, and I wanted to use those lighter pink elements. Thought about using colorful as my title, and I could have. Now that I'm looking at it, I totally could have. It was just kind of looking a little bit too busy for me, but I could have used it. So as I was saying, I do start pulling a few things off of the chipboard pack, but in the end I try to use the pink embellishments that are in that chipboard pack. And there are certain pink embellishments that are a different shade of pink than the rest of the collection. They're more like almost like a metallic pink, and I wanted to use those on this layout. So I'm just pulling off a few things, and I'm going to put them all back and use those metallic pieces in the layout. I will also in the end add my title directly onto the photo, which is on that top area there where there's no it's kind of like a blank wall. So I do add my title there, and I add one of the acetate pieces, and it says family. So that's my title. Very, very, very creative. But I couldn't use thickers, so I should have just used the colorful, but it was just looking a little bit too much for me. So the picture is a picture of my niece. This was on my mom's birthday, and she was just playing with some of those beaded necklaces, like the toy ones. like the party ones that they saw at Party City that my mom had, and she was just playing with them, and she just was having a ball with them, and she just makes the funniest faces. She's making one of her funny faces where she kind of opens her eyes really big and like turns her head to the side and stares at something, and she's just hilarious. So she's a little character. So I love that picture of her, and I wanted to scrap this picture. So she just looks really cute, and the flowers were perfect. So yeah, so there's that family that I'm going to use. You won't see me do it on camera though, but I will add the family to the layout. I am going to take that tag there that you see, and I am going to cut off the top, which is the silver part. I can't use gold, but I can use silver. So I'm going to use the silver, and I'm going to put some coral twine through it, and just have it peeking there through the top to add a little bit more interest. And then at the top there is going to be another little banner with a heart, which is also silver, and then one of the little chipboard pieces that says live out loud, and then the ampersand is in the middle, and then in the bottom I have another chipboard piece that says just be you, with another silver heart. So kind of that metallic color, and silver is like all the embellishing that I'm going to do here. I'm going to keep it really, really simple here with the embellishing. So this collection is so beautiful, but it's also very busy because it has a lot of colors. So I wanted to try to kind of keep it a little bit simpler, and I really like the way that it turned out. So I thought about using the most favorite down there, but it was kind of getting lost a little bit in all those flowers, so I decided not to use it in this layout, even though it didn't really look bad, but I decided not to use it on this one. Then I thought about moving it up there, but I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. So yeah, so I'm just trying to get my picture straight. I was gonna have my picture kind of at an angle, but then I decided to just leave it straight, and I was happy with the way that that looked. So the final thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my black India ink, and I'm going to do some ink splatters, which is something I always like to do in my layouts, or to my layouts. I think it's just a nice finishing touch. And I really like the way my splatters turned out here. Sometimes I don't like my splatters, but I like my splatters today. So make sure you guys go over and check out Christy. I will have a link to her channel below in her video, so you can check her out. I can't wait to see what she does. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe for more videos. I have videos up every week. And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. So thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon with another process video. Christy and I will be back in 2 weeks with another episode of our Obsessed series using the Paige Evans Fancy Free Collection. Thanks again for stopping by. Bye-bye.